we went off the air yesterday, and with the latest from Jerry Jones, he held his annual open of Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, about an hour up the road from the studio there, or from COVID headquarters here where I live, and so we got his opening comments, but Dak Prescott took the podium after we went off the air. And he said something that I want to play for everyone here because it's as honest a soundbite as you can see. It's seemingly raw for him to say such a thing, which is the reality that this could be his last year as a Dallas Cowboy. Now, Jerry Jones, in his comments yesterday that we did play for you on the program, was that he does not think it would be Dak Prescott's last year as a Dallas Cowboy, but this is his walk year. And as we all know, the all-in strategy of Jerry Jones wasn't to go all in with the roster with other people coming in and mixing and matching from his very talented roster that he and his son and the rest of the front office has built for Mike McCarthy to coach, and supplement those folks with some free agents here or there. And, the name Derrick Henry has been the one that I keep saying over and over again. Like, could you imagine the difference in excitement, tenor, and also the difference in the possibility of the Cowboys getting finally to the NFC Championship game, if not beyond, if the Derrick Henry that we've seen for the years that he is building a Hall of Fame resume, in my estimation, since coming off the campus of Alabama, if he could bring that game to Dallas, what that would mean in terms of taking pressure off of Dak and taking pressure off of CeeDee Lamb, who's not there because he's unsigned as well at this point in time with a new contract. So he's holding out. Dak is all in there at camp as only he knows one speed. Mm-hmm. And so he was asked if he thought this was going to be his last year in Dallas because he has a no trade clause. They can't trade him. He also can't be franchise tagged. He will be a full-on free agent once this season is all completely over. So cue Dak Prescott on whether he's looking towards a non-Cowboy future.
But at the end of the day, it's a business, and when I'm gonna say it, I want to be here, but when you look up, all the great quarterbacks I watched played for other teams. So my point in saying that is that's not something to fear. That may be a reality for me one day, may not be my decision. So that's the freedom that I have is be where your feet are, make the most of it, be confident in yourself, make your team better. I love my teammates. I love that locker room. I love everything about being out here in Oxnard and being a Dallas Cowboy. So that's what allows me to be free and focused and understand that when time comes, who knows what comes. As I said, I've been through a lot of adversity personally that it's about, being thankful for where you are, hugging and loving on your loved ones and taking it one day at a time and handling the rest when it approaches.
Mm-hmm. That's some serious shit.
How about that one, Christopher, huh?
It's Tom Brady played for the Bucks, and Aaron Rodgers is playing for the Jets, and Peyton Manning is played for the Broncos, and Joe Namath, played out west. It's kind of a weird reality of the National Football League. It's not the way it goes anymore. Your heroes, your favorite players eventually play for a different team, whether it's midway through their career like Dak is right now, or at the end of the career like the guys I mentioned. And I kind of would expect to see Dak in another uniform at some point. It's almost inevitable with the way today's NFL is.
It's kind of crazy.
Stafford also, right?
Yeah, exactly. Matt Stafford.
The Rams. We could go on and on and on, and how rare it is.
Brett Favre, it just happens.
Right?
Yeah, it happens.
The number of Hall of Fame quarterbacks that you see go into the Hall of Fame with multiple teams on their bust platform, right? But the part of the soundbite that leapt out to me is him saying, "I'm just going to say it," and how he knows
so
what
crazy.
he's saying sounds like a leverage play, which is not his default, right? His default is to be the Dallas Cowboy leader and that he's all in. So for him to say, hey, I'm kind of Googling, great quarterbacks and their resumes and seeing how they didn't just stay with one team forever. And I'm literally spending my time looking at that sort of thing and then spending my time also thinking about the great things in life that I also would still have, even if I changed my professional dress and uniform and helmet logo. And when he said that at the end, right? You know who that reminded me of?
What did it
Chris?
remind you of?
It reminded me of myself
Oh.
during the dark Michigan, Ohio State years. Watching Ohio State beat the crap out of Michigan.
Every year? Yeah.
And I would just say, you know what? My kids are still here. You know,
You're trying to think of the positive.
They love-
We'll leave it right there. What's up, good people and Cowboy haters like Kid Cowboy? He won't take nobody else to a playoff. You know what, bro? You know, first of all, let me just start here. Game time, Brian. I sent it earlier. I don't know why you didn't get it. I just resent it, unless I sent it to the wrong one. If you are still there, try it again and see if you see it. We have made it past the off season. It's done. It's over with. It's out of here. We can now be talking about.
We sitting here. I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
That's right. We can talk about practice.
We're talking about practice, not a game. Not a game.
Not a game.
Not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last.
That's right. And let me get started with all of the lovely ladies in the place. Of course, we get Lola. What's up, Lola? That's the long version. I don't want to hit the wrong one. Got the wrong one. That's the long version. But we're burning for you. Stacy Schubert, what's up? How are you doing tonight? Roland's Review. There's Help Me, Rhonda. What's up, Rhonda? How are you all doing? Hope everybody's having a great day. I see Brian B. I see Loyal Cowboy. Shout out to Loyal Cowboy. Get me up to speed with Mozzie Smith and stuff, and we'll get into that in just a minute here. We got Dwayne Sweeney. We got Arturo Gomez in the house. Kid Cowboy. Kid Cowboy, you actually said something there that's 100% right. A quarterback is not enough. I agree. A quarterback is not enough by himself, and I don't know why we keep putting it out there and saying that Dak has to win when Roger Staubach did not win it by himself, where Troy Aikman did not win it by himself, that nobody has won a Super Bowl by themselves. But we are there saying that Dak Prescott must win one by himself. I think it's kind of crazy. I think it's kind of stupid, and it is what it is. Let me send a quick message to Game Time, because I spoke to him earlier. Okay. We'll see if he's going to join us or not. So, couple of things here. Tua getting his contract. Shout out to Tua. You know, I'm never mad at a guy getting paid for doing what they do. There are so few people on the planet that can actually do anything. Okay. But, getting that contract, $53.1 million. He's now the fourth highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I don't know how you feel about him. Thoughts are that Dak Prescott would get a contract about $12 million more, which would be about $3 million more a year, which would be about $57 million is the thought out there. We're still waiting on Jordan Love. Here's the thing that's kind of crazy is Matthew Stafford got a little bit more money in the kitty for him. He was holding in. Jordan Love still hasn't practiced because he's holding in. We got our guy who's literally saying, you know what, I felt like that was the long kiss goodbye. And being emotional, I don't know how people can hate Dak Prescott the way that he does. To have had a catastrophic leg injury and come back from it, to literally break his thumb and come back from it early and still have the Cowboys as one of the top scoring teams. I'm sorry. To look at Dak Prescott for what he has done with what it costs us in draft capital, sorry. That shit don't happen. Walker Wade, if Dak leaves, Cooper Rush is our best offense. Oh, so it's Walker Wade. We're going to get to Trey Lance here in a bit too. Now, I wouldn't take too much early in training camp. People, remember, it's practice. You're going to try things and work on things that you normally don't in training camp, and you're going to have mistakes. I saw that. Shout out to first super chat from Walker Wade. Get you in the kitty there. You're going to have turnovers and mistakes and things like that. Dak had 2 interceptions, and it was within 30 minutes of it. They were talking about it. Shady was Dak had 2 interceptions in practice.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. What?
Breaking news. Jordan Love just signed his.
Weeks in here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He is the highest. Let me get it here.
Hold
the
on.
Highest.
Jordan Love. Okay, so
Yeah.
wait a minute. Wait. Break that news now. How much is it?
I'm pulling it up exactly so I don't screw it up. Okay, here we go. Hold on to your shorts, people.
Okay.
Packers giving Love $220 million. Green Bay makes Jordan
220.
Love highest paid QB in history on a 4-year deal.
4 years. This is amazing that we're getting 4-year deals on these now. That they're
Here we
not
go.
longer.
According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Love has agreed to a 4-year contract worth $220 on Friday. He previously had a 1-year deal with 12.7.
That's 55.
The deal includes a $75 million signing bonus
I wonder if Skip Bayless is going to say he threw him up against the wall and fleeced him for $75
and
million.
$155 million fully guaranteed.
Only 155 fully guaranteed.
Right. So that's. Well, I'm going to let you get into your show. Yeah, I only got the ones. I don't know what happened with the first email. So next time, just like shoot me a text and say I sent it because it wasn't in there. Sometimes it doesn't go over in the right spot. But we're here now. But yeah, Jordan Love's in. So
220.
we've done it again. Magoo.
That's 50.
You've
Wait,
done
that's
it again.
55. Isn't it? That's 55. 4 years.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's 220, but really the guarantees are.
So
But-
technically, it's 55
What's up,
million a
Curtis?
year. So it seems like all of a sudden we're stuck at 55.
Again, I don't believe Dak is going to get 60. And I'm not saying he don't deserve it.
It depends. Okay, let's say it this way. It depends on when he signs it. If he does it,
yeah.
if he
I'm
does
talking
it now, it's going to be
Yeah, yeah.
56.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal, and I don't want to hijack your show. Do what you do, and
No. We're cool. Because
I'll work with you here.
Listen, I got about 5 hours sleep last night. I
figured that.
had a 4.5
Brad,
hour
don't
drive
worry.
to get back here,
Don't
and
deal
I'm
with
still
that.
trying to catch up on everything. But so that's actually good news if you're a Cowboy fan that it's 55 a year. Now, granted, it's more guaranteed money and so on, but or out front. Actually, it's not that much guaranteed. You said 160? No, 155.
155 guaranteed. But again, he's not going anywhere. So
No.
where that comes into play is if he has a catastrophic injury, he's going to see that it's only a 4-year deal. It's a 4-year deal, which is good.
Yeah.
But we don't know the void years. I had told you again. I think it bodes well. Actually, again,
okay.
I'm
Here's
tired
the
of the
thought.
lie. Well, I'm going to let you finish, but I'm tired of the
Here's-
lies by
here's my thought
either
right
lies
now.
or they just don't know what the hell they're talking about when Jerry Jones talks.
I don't think
about
that. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think they know what they're doing.
He throws these numbers around, Mark, and I'm
That are like
cringe.
crazy. He was like 70% of your cap.
72%.
How
What are
was
you
that-
talking
what-
about?
It's like okay. So here's the
Anyway,
thing.
go ahead.
Okay, let's look at it this way. Okay, Justin Jefferson's contract, right? It's $8 million this year. It's $15 million next year. It's 38 3 years from now. Now, the NFL and the NFLPA are talking about an 18-game season. Not when they redo the collective bargaining in 2030. They're talking about doing this sooner than later. You add an 18th game. That's an 18th% of the money minimum. And as Stephen Jones put it, our rollover for season tickets is the highest it's ever been. And, of course, we ended up having more people that were on the waiting list that had ended up taking them in. So we're still making a lot of money hand over fist here. So
Yeah, I
if
made
you-
a comment that
it's-
Stephen Jones was he was in his glory. I swear he was excited, if you know what I
Well,
mean.
and then you had Jerry saying, "Well, we've got the fifth most victories in the history of the NFL." Yeah, we're talking about regular seasons, and yes, we do have a lot of playoff victories as well. But
That's where
that is, of course, Tom Landry, and of course Jerry is saying, "Well, we've only had 2 GMs in our history." You look at some other teams, they've got just as many GMs as coaches. It's because they're usually tied together. When the GM hires a dumbass coach, they get fired with the coach and they start over, Jerry. They start over. You're a freaking idiot. Give me a break.
Yep. It's just
Help
there you go,
me,
Rhonda
Rhonda.
Lovely.
How Adam Schefter get breaking news all the time. Shout out to
Man,
Help Me, Rhonda.
they're leaking it to him, obviously.
Well, let me clarify something too, because the reality is this. I don't think people understand this. For some reason, people will say you're stealing content. Okay, understand. Adam Snow. That's what I get accused of. Okay, our buddy. Okay, Rome had talked about. What was Rome? I can't remember what it was. But Rome was it was about Tyler Guyton not starting. So it was either Sean or RJ. RJ was actually talking about Tyler Guyton wasn't going to be, it doesn't look like he's going to start at tackle, that Ygoda, which everybody's talking about. And the thing is one person will talk about something and it gets spread out. Adam Schefter is not at 32 NFL teams there getting the information. He's picking up that information from all over the place, just like everybody else. There are very few people that are actually there to disseminate the data. It basically all gets passed down, passed around and so on. So when you hear one thing, Adam Schefter is going by just like everybody else, looking at the waiver wire or having people send him texts and let him know, here's what's going on. And they miss a lot of things as well. So for me, looking at Tua getting 53.1 and now Jordan Love getting 55 a year, it seems like that's kind of the ceiling right now where the market is kind of leveled off. I still look at it. People will disagree with me that I think Dak Prescott is better than Tua and better than maybe Jordan Love. I still will say the jury's out on Jordan Love. You can call me an idiot or a hater or what else, but they were 2-5 to start the season. He's only been a starter for a year. Do we know that the Jordan Love we saw the second half of the season is the Jordan Love that we have? Or is that just he played great against bad competition and now there's a book out on him and then he regresses? You know what I'm saying? Am I crazy on that?
No, I think, look, we got to look at it from this perspective. That's just timing of contracts, right? Look at Jalen Hurts. I'm not here to upset any Eagle fans in here. I'm not,
I am.
But
after the vile shit they say about me, fuck them.
All right, well,
fuck them.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it because to upset him. I'm saying it because it's a fact. He had his one good year in his contract year. Eagles were in a tough spot. Well, what were you going to do? Were you not going to sign him? They kind of had to sign him. They rolled the dice, and he was not great. I mean, now you'll hear from some people, oh, well, he threw for 3,900 yards. Okay. He threw for 15 interceptions.
And only 23 TDs. Which,
yeah, I mean,
but here's what's
Dak
funny, though.
And he's the worst quarterback.
Game time. When we were killing Dak the year before, Dak had 23 TDs, just like Hurts, and 15 interceptions, just like Hurts. Okay? We killed Dak. Dak is ass. Now, granted, Hurts has his legs, although he didn't really have them last year. He has the tush push, which kind of skews the rushing touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So, but be that as it may, I'm okay that's their quarterback and that they're happy with him and all. That's good. I'm grateful that that's their guy. But here's where it pisses me off at game time. I don't know if you're pissed off about this or not, but when Jerry's out here spewing the bullshit and people will actually believe it. Well, shit, we can't pay Dak and we can't pay Micah and all that. Man, that's 70% of our cap, man. Who else is going to be on the roster? That's bullshit.
No, I did.
That's bullshit. Listen, Tua is fourth highest paid. Okay, they went out. They traded for Jalen Ramsey, who is seventh highest paid cornerback. Right? They've got Jalen Waddle and Tariq Hill that are in the top 4 paid wide receivers in the NFL. And they still have as much cap space as we have. And with Tua getting his deal, we don't know how much they're going to save on the cap. They probably will end up gaining more cap space. So that team has 2 receivers, $30 million and 28, a quarterback that's at 53, a cornerback that's at 18, and they still have the same amount of cap space. The Dallas Cowboys' actual money that's going out on the roster is the lowest in the NFL. And they're up here, well, we can't pay Dak, because he wants too much money and stuff. Oh, come on, man. That's some bullshit. That is just straight bullshit.
I can't think if that's just an unbelievable bargaining a tactic. That's the only thing I can think of, because it doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. I think it's a bargaining tactic by them. But when he blatantly comes out and says false things, you see. And Mark, I'm not trying to be aged. Listen, we're both older men, right? That's a fact. But when you get into playing football, it's a young man's game. What Aaron Rodgers is doing, it's not normal to play into your 40s.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at the Hard Knocks and you see Joe Shane of the Giants, when you're a GM, a mover and a shaker, it's a young man's game. People forget how young Jimmy Johnson was when he was doing all that.
Yeah.
We got an 81-year-old owner
who, mind you, is only a month younger than Joe Biden.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Holding on the philosophies of a non-capped success that he's had. He's never been successful at the high level. He's won games. But you made a comment about, I forget what you said, but I wish, and everybody wants to come down on YouTubers and they don't know nothing and clickbait. Again, I didn't hear anybody in that audience do a follow-up question and say, you've won a lot of games. You've won 36 games in 3 years. I wanted somebody to say, okay, Jerry, in the last 28 years, you rank number 10 in total wins in the NFL, which is fantastic. The bad thing is, Jerry, the 9 teams in front of you all won a Super Bowl championship. But I think being a GM is a young man's game. You need some young, fresh eyes. We don't have it. We don't.
We definitely don't. Now, Will McClay has done. Now, but hold on. Here's the thing, though. I don't have a problem with what they have done as far as getting personnel. To be quite honest with you, people will look and they expect you to be perfect at every draft pick. As good as San Francisco is, they ended up giving up all they did for Trey Lance, and that's supposed to be one of the greatest offensive minds out there. So it's not that people don't make mistakes. The Cowboys have been good at getting talent to a point, but it's like they bake a cake, but they don't put the icing on it. Cake is good, but you need that frosting on there to get that perfect taste. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they get there and they say, we got enough talent.
That's what we're saying. I think we're close. That's the
thing that's maddening.
Yeah. And I don't listen, Philly D. I love everybody in here, but I'm not gonna care what anybody's telling me. I have my own eyes. I've been a fan of this team far too long to know the deal. I don't need to have a give and take. I know the deal. They are good. They're going to be good again this year, people.
And the Dan Saleo 5 wins is bullshit. We're going to
win 5 games.
You're crazy. Then that's to say. Then that means you're saying that Washington and the Giants are going to be better than the Cowboys and the Eagles, because Dan's got them with 7. But see, here's the thing. Shout out to Jay Tuck, who reposted this, because see, here's the problem. This is the list, Game Time, of notable free agent signings that we've had between 2016 and 2021, when Dak Prescott was making nothing. Okay? Understand, is everybody that's saying Dak Prescott is greedy, understand he got $680,000 for the season, his first 3 years, and $2 million his second year, while Aaron Rodgers was making $2 million a game. He was making $680 per year. And so with the Cowboys paying nothing to the quarterback, in 2016 they signed Alfred Morris, Benson Mawaa, Nolan Carroll, Stephen Pia, Kona Ely, and Cedric Thornton. 2017, George Iloka, Randall Cobb, who basically Green Bay had given up on. He ended up being pretty good, but he basically doubled his production with Dak Prescott.
Right.
Got paid and went to the Texans and went back to the 400 and some yards. Trayvon Austin, who after he left Dallas, he never heard from again.
Yeah.
Jameez
Hey, Ginger.
Alawalu and Jonathan Cooper, offensive lineman. Ginger, what's up, Ginger? Ginger got her shirt. Ginger Rogers. Shout out to Ginger Rogers. We'll do a giveaway. I think I've got the Michael Irvin print that's here. And then, of course, 2020. Oh, man. We got excited because we got Emerson Griffin. And remember, Andy Dalton was going to be better, as good as Dak Prescott. Darryl Worley. Alden Smith, who was good for like 2 games before he went back to being himself. Dontari Poe, fat ass who didn't do shit. And Clinton Ha Dix, who didn't even make it out of training camp. So when you start looking at that and saying, that's it, that's the list, I don't know how it is that when you see San Francisco go out and do the things that they do and to bring the talent in, that we turn around and say, well, Dak, you're not good enough to win the Super Bowl. Well, of course you're not. Brock Purdy ain't good enough to win the Super Bowl, and he got everything. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get a deal before the season as well.
Okay. Well, no, I don't think he can get paid till after the season, isn't it?
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see Trey Lance today?
Well, I've been getting lit up because I've been hearing about it, and then
I've got
I
the
saw it
clip here.
today. Now, go ahead, show everybody.
Okay. Ooh.
Dak threw one too, but Bland made an unbelievable play.
Yeah, but that's if you're looking, he's way off.
That's what I said. Remember, I told everybody that his OTAs.
Guys, it does not. That does not look good. I'm sorry. That does not. It looks like the pass. This kind of floats out there. It honestly, it's not like on a rope. He's got a long ways to go. And now that's not to say it's early in training camp that things could change. They could definitely change. Yeah. But if you're saying he's been working with a quarterback guru and, he's going to be stepping in to take
Nobody's saying it can't change, but with this whole
Marcus Blackman, what's up?
This whole thing where he's going to push Dak Prescott. Oh, no. Yeah, looking like that, he ain't pushing anybody. He needs to worry about.
But you know what, though? This is what kills me. Think about how many running backs that were taken in the 4th and 5th round.
Well, you know how I feel about that. That was the big thing, and I don't have a problem with Zeke. That's the thing, but
But Zeke is not every down.
Marshawn Lloyd. I was telling you the names. We were sitting at the draft who I wanted.
Okay.
And when they didn't do that, it was kind of, it was kind of frustrating.
We have the worst running back room in the NFL. You know that. At least that's the ratings right now.
Again, that doesn't bother me. It's not a running league anymore. You need a running back to hold the lead. I think we have that with Hunter Lepke and Deuce. Zeke, I mean. So I could care less about that. That's so overrated. So I think we're fine.
Loyal Cowboys, right. Yeah, take a good look at that because that's what life's going to be without Dak Prescott. Because we have people that'll say, well, Dak Prescott, he can't read defense. Dak Prescott, he can't hit deep passes. Okay. You're going to find out when Dak is gone. You're going to find out. When you saw that press conference, I was at the church. We were actually, and let me say with feeling, okay, I am a potty mouth, okay, and I have no couth, and I'm a heathen, okay. Evidently, I said a curse word in the Lord's house, okay.
Can't do that.
My apologies. I didn't, especially to the man upstairs and everything else. I forget what I'm doing, and in between doing the work while I'm waiting for them to get this, that, and the other, I'm watching the press conference of Jerry Jones and listening to the bullshit that is being fed to us, where the coach literally only has like 2 minutes to speak. And Jerry's up in here, I'm not thinking that this is Dak Prescott's last year. He doesn't want it to be Dak Prescott's last year. If Dak Prescott goes, the Cowboys are going to be so far in the toilet, it's not even going to be funny. I honestly, this is my take, Brian, and you can tell me I'm wrong, but we constantly look and act like it's everybody but Dak is why the Cowboys have actually been able to win games. We go through and we say, well, even Jerry said, the talent I put out there, that, when I think about the talent that Dak's had all these years, I was like, whoa, you throwing shade at the man. Because didn't Andy Dalton have the same?
That's exactly what it sounds like, don't it?
Didn't Andy Dalton have that same talent that Dak Prescott had? Right?
They're ruthless, Mark. They are ruthless when it comes to negotiating. That's what this is. It's pretty sad. So.
Arturo says that the Lord is going to strike me and the Cowboys. Okay, well, I tell you what, the Lord can strike me. I think he's already struck the Cowboys because we ain't done shit the last 30 years. So maybe Jerry Jones was cussing in the church then too, or something. I don't know. Or maybe too many glory holes. Whatever. When I heard Dak Prescott speaking, it was kind of like, you know what? This felt like the long kiss goodbye.
Yeah.
That's what it honestly felt. When he went out there and said, the greats, they finished up their career elsewhere. And I don't know if that was a negotiating ploy by him to let him know that, I want to be here.
Yeah, there you go.
But, it's a business.
I was listening to your video, right? And I was like,
I appreciate that. I'm glad somebody did.
I always do. What are you talking about? When I can. And I took it a certain way, like it was like Dak was negative. But when I went and listened to the whole thing, actually, I was actually very positive about it because he looked over.
He looked emotional to me.
People. Huh?
He looked emotional to me because it was like he paused. Yeah. And he turned his head and said,
Wade says we could be solid if we put a team around Rush. Limbaugh? He's dead. But no, Rush.
Yeah, if you put the Baltimore Ravens defense around him, sure. Yeah, you could with anybody. But we're talking about the Cowboys that don't believe in defensive linemen and shit. And we'll just take a safety and we'll make him a linebacker. Well, that'll work.
Yeah.
We can be a solid team. And that's why everybody was rushing to get Cooper Rush, right? When he was a free agent.
Oh, right.
Yeah, everybody said, "Oh, we can win with Cooper Rush, and we can sign him dirt cheap." Come on, man. But that's okay. Like I said,
but I was more encouraged after listening to Dak. I'm just so tired. I've been saying this for a while. I'm so tired of hearing Jerry talk. I don't want to hear him talk anymore.
I want to see action. That's exactly.
But you know what I mean, like. By Jerry being there and them asking Jerry questions, he goes on a 10-minute soliloquy about when he was a
question.
Yeah, and then we got to hear about how there's things that he couldn't get. Give me a freaking break.
It's like
he has a yacht the size of Dak's backyard. Yeah, the Dak yard.
Well, it's the length of a football field. And with the end zones.
And prior to buying the Cowboys, he wasn't hurting for money. People, he was an oil guy. Now, all right, so you're talking when he was in college. Okay.
Whoa.
I'm eating ramen noodles.
The champ, kiss my high yellow hind parts. And I'm not in the church right now. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm not going to change teams. They can let Dak go. They can let CD go. I have been a Dallas Cowboy fan when they were 1-15. I was a Dallas Cowboy fan going to a high school. Going to a high school with Richie Pettibone's kids, who was the defensive coordinator of the Washington Redskins in the 80s when they were going and winning Super Bowls. Joe Gibbs' son, J.D., was a crosstown rival. My brother ran into Chris Hamburger's wife, her car, okay? So Washington was good. I know that's hard to believe, but Washington was good around me, and we couldn't get past their ass. And I didn't lead the Cowboys. I didn't lead the Cowboys when they were 1-15. So, champ, you don't know me, bro. You don't know me. There is no way in hell I am changing. I am too damn invested into them boys.
Well, I
Kiss
wanted to
my
bring up
ass.
something, Mark, and I
ahead.
thought about it, and I've been saying this for a while. The whole why would we bring in Trey Lance, right?
That
Do
was
you remember when
negotiation.
Do you remember when Jerry said he wanted to see leaves fall?
Yeah.
We all assumed it was we wanted to see something from Dak. Wade, Mark, this is if Dak leaves, is what I'm saying.
Walker Wade.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? If Dak leaves, I'll still be a Cowboy fan, and I'll be a Cowboy fan that
Now
if
he's
it
saying
blows,
Rush. Yeah, with Cooper Rush. Remember
I'll
his
still
last
root for the team. But I tell you what, if they implode, I'm going to keep saying it every day. You're stupid. You're a bunch of dumbasses. You don't know what the hell
Me
you're
too,
doing.
Rhonda.
You effed up. Trust me, I will be the worst critic. I'll still be a
What's
fan.
up, Yassine?
I'll still be a fan, but
but-
I'll be mad as hell.
Remember when he said about seeing the leaves fall, and we all took
Yeah.
it as okay. We want to see them win. I don't know what. Listen, they know what
I don't
Dak
think he
Prescott
knows what
is.
he's talking about.
No, maybe what he was talking about, which makes a lot of sense, was seeing Trey Lance in training camp, seeing how he looks throughout the OTAs,
Okay.
seeing more leaves fall. Because I think if, in their mind, if Trey Lance would have been lighting it up by now, then that would be like, wow, they're like a bargaining. It wouldn't have no leverage against Dak, but we probably would move on from Dak. But seeing what we're seeing. It's amazing what a day makes. When I listen to
You know what's
everything and
funny?
I really listen into it. Now we're hearing that they're talking, exchanging numbers with both players at a
Yeah.
rapid rate now.
Yeah, because they realize they miscalculated.
Well, again, I don't like how they're what's the term I'm looking for? Not lying, but they're like they're giving out misinformation when it comes to these numbers here.
Oh, 70
it's just
70%?
It's not cool.
Well, Cap, what are you
We're
kidding
literally going to save $10 to $12 million as soon as we sign CD. Mark,
And Dak,
if we
too.
sign Dak, and we know that his cap number will probably be less than 20 million this year.
Yeah.
But let's say it's 20 million. We would save 35 plus million on the cap this year.
Yeah.
Is everybody aware that he's on the books for 55.4?
But see here, two things, Brian. Two things. This is what I personally
Philly lost
think.
again, Philly D.
I don't think they know what they're doing as far as money goes. Because
I agree with that.
think about this, because whenever they have to do a big contract and things, it seems like they always have to wait till everybody else does something and use those numbers. You know how many times we let Amari Cooper, who was a free agent, you let him go to Washington and, to get some numbers, and then he came back and then you signed him. You let Randy Gregory do the same thing. They don't seem to understand how to negotiate with somebody and say, here's how we're going to pay it. Remember when he went to D-Law and said $10 million? What is that? I'm getting $20 million. Now you're offering me 10? Dak seems at peace. You're right about that. So I don't think that they really know what they're doing, but there's no ramification because Catboy knows he's not going to get fired. Jerry knows I'm the GM. I'm the second GM of the Dallas Cowboys, and I like it like that. And I got so much money, and I'm keep making money hand over fist. People are still buying season tickets, so why am I changing? I'm not.
Right.
And so I don't think they know how to do the contract for Dak Prescott. The fact that you ended up getting Dak Prescott, backload the whole contract, and make sure there's no trade clause and you can't franchise tag, you screwed yourself. Don't be mad at Dak. You screwed yourself. In the same way you screwed yourself with Zeke, and people don't realize we're still paying Zeke $6 million in dead money this year, just like we did last year.
Michael Gallup.
And we're going to be paying Michael Gallup for this year and 8.7 next year. Is that Dak Prescott's fault? And here's the thing that's also kind of crazy. When we see these big contracts with guys, most time the players aren't there to realize that whole contract. When Aaron Rodgers signed that extension with Green Bay, He wasn't there for the rest of that. Carson Wentz signed his big deal. He wasn't there for that whole contract, right? Do you think Deshaun Watson, if they could move on from Deshaun Watson, that they wouldn't move on from him, but they fully guaranteed his contract? Dak played well enough that you said, I got to keep this guy and I got to pay him again, which is more of the rarity. That's more of the exception than the rule. Usually a guy sucks up the place. You say, let me move on and find somebody else. And we're mad at that guy because he was an MVP runner-up and playing well and actually coming in and practicing and saying, listen, you don't want to pay me? It's okay. I'll be here being the team player working out. Jordan Love ain't practicing now. Matthew Stafford was set to be an in-camp holdout as well till they got their deals done. We actually have a guy who's actually doing what you ask him to do, and he gets shit on. Why he wants to stay, I don't know.
Well, again, Dak comes off like a guy who wants to finish something he started. It was always Dak's childhood team. Okay, you got to remember his mother was around. His mother was a Cowboy fan. Why wouldn't you want to finish your
with the Super Bowl?
Like again, and what would be nothing better, right? We already know he's a good guy, right? And we already know his charitable contributions. He's a good person. Listen, money changes people. It hadn't seemed to change this man, at least not, he's been through a lot. I mean, I think I've said this before. I would want to win with Dak Prescott. If he ever won a Super Bowl.
Joanne Gonzalez.
In Dallas.
Oh, my God. He'd be a guy.
That would hurt a lot of people, like around me, because he would then go from all the criticism he gets to a god nationwide. He literally would. The guy who saved it, the guy who had perseverance, coming back from the leg that was hanging off. 8 years. Yeah, and we've
taken all the shit for all those years.
He actually, I think the easy thing, Mark, would be for him to want to go. That's the easy move. Just get away, because he'll go to, and everybody's arguing, whatever, New York, New Orleans, the Raiders.
I could see New Orleans because that's where he's from.
But I mean, he could go there,
and that's a team that would back him.
He would be a hero before he takes one snap, rather than stay here and be the butt of jokes until he actually hopefully wins the Super Bowl. It's a lot easier to leave, yet he still wants to stay. So you should give the guy some credit. And by hearing him talk, saying he wants CD to get as much as he can, and Micah, that he even said it yesterday. He already got his big deal. He's got money in the bank. He's not fighting for the every dime. So don't expect 60 if he signs with Dallas.
Game time. He could take $1 and people would still say he's an ass, or I want him out of here. I don't want him on my team. You know that.
Yeah.
And you know that they could get, and here's one of the reasons why I don't think that they're trying to hurry up and do this thing. Because if they did get all kinds of cap relief, then that means they actually got to do something. I don't think they actually want to do anything.
Kid Calvin, I think you're
if Dak said,
brother.
You know what, I'll take the Kirk Cousins deal. I'll take $45 a year. And they got that thing, and they freed up $40 million. Do you think the Cowboys would go out and do anything right now to try and help this team?
Well, they would probably sign Bland. They would probably try and keep their own. That's my only problem. I don't like the way this team does
third
business. Year. Bland. Did you see that interception he had today of Dak?
Yeah.
Oh, he dove. He wasn't even in the picture. All these people talking shit on Bland. Go ahead. Yeah, keep talking. Dude's an interception machine.
Since he's got 10 pesos in his pocket. Oh, come on, bro.
But you on the TNT shit with this.
How many years do you need? Oh, my God. The saddest thing is when I hear people say comments like that. You got 9 years. How many years does it take? Unfortunately, with the way we are handling business, it's not going to happen, guys.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care who your quarterback is. When you have the mentality of the Joneses that are screwing the players over, who benefits from CeeDee Lamb sitting out right now?
Yeah.
Does it help the team
Yeah.
in cohesion? Does it help the team get
Wait.
better?
Harold Williams, bland as burnt toast. Do you know the game, Harold? Do you understand the game of football?
Do you know how big a turnover is?
Number one, he didn't. Again, it is what it is. They played in a system under Dan Quinn where they were afforded. He wanted them to take risk. Under Zimmer, Bland may not have as many ints, but he's still a ball hawk is a ball hawk. When you have an opportunity to take a chance, he gonna take it, and he normally comes out. He's gonna. These are all. That's why I told Mark the other day. This defense is going to be better this year than last year. Anybody that thinks not, I think you're. Really think you're kidding yourself. This defense is going to be better than it was last year. I'm just telling you, mark it down.
Harold's saying he gets burnt a lot. Us getting burnt by our cornerbacks wasn't our problem last year.
That's not what Pro Football Focus says, Harold.
Our problem was actually getting run up the middle on constantly and can't get off the field. I'll take those turnovers.
You can't teach that.
Yeah.
He had 5 interceptions for a touchdown. He set an NFL all-time record.
The old record was 5.
He set an NFL record, yet he's burnt toast. You want to talk about burnt toast? Look at the Eagles.
That was
secondary.
31st in the NFL. That was burnt toast.
Well, it's going to be worse this year and I live here. They are sizzling this team on the local radio station.
Already?
Oh yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Oh.
So again, I'm just going to sit back and laugh. That offense better score 30 points a game because that's the only way they're going to win consistently. Did you hear what Vic Fangio said?
What?
He came out and said
Bryce Huff.
He said Bryce Huff is not a 3-down player as of right now.
That's not good.
The Eagle fans are going to get mad at me. I didn't say it. It's your defensive coordinator. He said as of right now.
He's trying to fire him up.
I understand that, but again, like they want to blame us for hoping and wishing and praying. Okay, like with our left tackle, who, by the way, everybody and you made a video while he's not starting. They did it on purpose.
I know.
Did you see him?
And Cooper Beebe's dad, because I talked about Cooper Beebe and Tyler Guyton that they're going to have to earn their spot. And Cooper Beebe's dad retweeted the video this morning.
Yeah, no, they are Guyton, and I don't know if what this says about Sam Williams. Guyton owned Sam Williams today, and he's playing with the second team. That's only in right now. It'll be a shock, and they even said it on I don't know if it was Talking Cowboys or Cowboys Break that if Edoga starts, it's not gonna. It won't be. Yeah, Edoga. It won't. The Tyler Guyton's going to be fine, people. He going to be good. From what they're seeing out there.
Because we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
That's all we can talk about.
We're talking
bang,
about
bang.
practice. Okay.
Don't get mad at
all
me,
right,
bang,
so
bang.
Talking about practice, shout out to Loyal
game.
Cowboy who shared this with me earlier. The Mozzie Smith, Mike McCarthy in his press conference was kind of praising him and saying, have you seen him? Have you seen how he's looked? So they think he's up to about 310.
Yeah.
And, that's about the weight that they want him to be at.
They want him at 315, supposedly.
But he's definitely looking better. So it doesn't look sloppy fat. We'll see how he plays. The thing that I still worry about is how is that shoulder? How much time does he actually have that where he was actually really able to rehab it and get it strong again? Because you can be able to play like D-Law did coming back from his labrum surgery, but because he got it so late in the year, he never had the strength, and that was a lost season, and that's what worries me. But wouldn't it be nice if Mozzie Smith was kind of like the turnaround like Terrence Steele was? I remember Miss Jackie, because Miss Jackie cracked me up. She literally wanted to push Terrence Steele off a bridge. It's like, I don't want to ever see him on the field again after his rookie year. But the next year he came out and he played really, really well. And he was playing well until, of course, he had the knee injury, and hopefully he's better this year than he was last year. But maybe we end up getting a turnaround with Mozzie. We truly need that turnaround, and that's going to be key. Micah Parsons, of course, is praising him and saying that, hey, I'm looking for him and hoping that he's going to be great because basically it's going to help him. One other thing about Micah as well, I don't know if you saw this about the TIF. He said it's plain as day what it was. It is what it is with Malik Hooker.
Ooh.
How do you take that?
Yeah, well, I listened to Malik, and Malik said that he was fine. So
He said it's
Yeah.
not, well, okay. So according to this article, off-season TIF's not totally in the past. People are human. Was thought to be over. However, on speaking to both players and Coach Mike McCarthy over the last 2 days, there seems to be a bit of confusion. First, let's review what happened. I don't want to go. Okay, so I'll check this out and I'll talk about it later. But apparently, there is a little bit of a beef still between the two of them. Something to worry about?
Nah, it's all good. Malik Hooker is about as easygoing a guy as you could be.
Okay. Did you see where Micah Parsons was playing some running back today?
I did not see that. I did see him playing off-ball linebacker, but you got to remember,
sure
there's
you
no
guys,
pads.
this
You
clip-
can't rush the passer.
They, literally, this is him going through some drills with the running back, which he did play running back in high school and was actually very, very vicious. And as bad as our
I'm trying to figure
running
out
game-
if Harold is a Dallas fan.
There, I'll turn the volume off. He was very good. And Cooper BB, of course, doing some shotgun work. So we're getting some work in.
I did hear that. Obviously, he's never done it. He's looking really bad with the shotgun snaps.
And that's not good. That may be what slows him down from being a starter immediately. So he definitely needs a lot of work and stuff on there. But again, he was a guard. He's getting converted.
Yeah.
So,
And like I said, it's depth, big time depth.
I would think if you had to make a choice between one of the two not starting, I think I would be better
Maybe.
if Tyler Guyton is starting. And we got, Brock Hoffman who's starting at center. I feel better than Idota starting for tackle. If it was guard, I'd be okay. He can play a bit at guard. He's better at guard than he is tackle. I just don't think I want to see that. So far through training camp, you probably saw a lot more than I did because I was at that church till like 1:30 this morning.
Oh, I can give you some positives. And
I need some positives. I just know Glory Holmes.
Jalen Tolbert
looked good. I saw
Jalen
that catch.
Jalen Brooks is I'm telling you, I don't care what people laugh at me or whatever. My assessment of Jalen Brooks reminds me of a young Michael Thomas.
You love
just
Jalen
the way
Brooks.
just the way he runs his routes. He caught three balls in one series. It was impressive. Bland is picking up where he left off, and under Zimmer's scheme, it's not going to be as risky. They're not going to give much over the top. What else did they say? Oh, Guyton was a big positive. That's pretty much it for the offense. They like Nathaniel. What's his name? Nate Thomas. It's the other. We're stacked on the offensive line. We just gotta weed through who's going to win that starting left tackle job. William Harrell in the chat, he goes, "Oh, he's going to get cooked." Again, we have great track record with drafting first round linemen. We've drafted 4 in our history, and all 4 have been to a Pro Bowl. Again, Guyton is unbelievably big, athletic, and he just needs to learn a little something. We need to be smart with him, but I think it's best that we go with him. On defense, like I said, they're not really doing too much, but they are moving Micah all over the place, which is, I think that's good. I think a big key for our defense is Sam Williams. I did tell you that Guyton beat him a few times. That could be an issue because you got You got Nealon backing up D-Law. Nealon's going to play the weak side end like D-Law plays, or no, yeah, or he's, and then Mike is going to be on the other side. That's actually going to do the pressure. Not that D-Law can't get pressure, but you know what I mean. So that's the plan. So Sam Williams has an opportunity to step up.
Yeah, with
That'll
definitely
be a
Dortz
big
Armstrong and the
question.
Dante Fowler gone. He definitely will get more playing time.
Linebackers, we're loaded with linebackers. Again, everybody forgets that we lost Overshone in preseason, and then we lost Leighton Vander Esch, and we did not replace them with anybody
Vinny,
but
you're
practice squad
100%
people
right.
and Marquise Bell
Yeah.
and Wanye Thomas at times. We're talking 205, 210-pound DBs in a playoff game. Okay. We are loaded at linebacker compared to last year. We're loaded in a defensive back. And Diggs, they're being very smart with him. There's no setback.
I'm just saying Dak doesn't have that skill set. Jalen does. So does Lamar, Allen, and Mahomes. What skill set? You talking about running the football?
I hope so, Dustin. Bubba, that's what Micah was drafted for, to play outside linebacker. Was the one.
Philly D, I'm going to say that going against Green Bay his rookie year, he ended up driving down the field, taking the lead, and our defense, with 40 seconds left, let Aaron Rodgers make a miracle play? Oh, come on. He's got like 19 fourth quarter comebacks.
22.
Or 22 comebacks.
Yeah.
What are you talking?
I just looked
See,
it up.
That's some bullshit. See,
Yeah.
Philly D, you're my boy and all that, but don't come here with bullshit, y'all.
He has 22 game-winning drives. I don't know what else you want. Now, again, I've been critical because I'm tired of the freaking question, because my ownership can't identify whether you want to keep them or you don't, or they want to negotiate through the media, which frustrates us. That's all.
It kills me.
Right? I mean, I think that's what it all is. I think it's always a negotiation with this team. Deadlines make deals my ass. That's not how it works anymore. We're not in church, are we?
But no,
okay,
we're not.
We're good.
Well, this is like my church. This is my cathedral ceiling here.
Deadlines make bad deals.
Here's the thing about it is they want to pretend that they are shrewd businessmen that get great deals done. In reality, they get screwed over every time. Do you not think that CeeDee Lamb's not going to be the highest paid and get paid? Right?
Yeah.
We're going to sit here and we're going to wait 2 or 3 weeks, and he's going to get his money. Just like they thought, oh, yeah, Zeke who? Right? Yeah. And Zeke got the best of him. D-Law got the best of him. Dak got the best. Name me the last contract. I can think of one that I look and say, that was a good contract. But name me a good contract that the Cowboys have done recently. Maybe Malik Hooker, although now he's...
I would say Trayvon Diggs. It's not their fault that he got hurt. I liked how they addressed it earlier rather than waiting. I'm just saying, that's what I want.
I will say Tyron Smith's, but for every Diggs, I can give you a Jalen Smith, and I can
Here's
give
the
you
deal, though.
a Michael
if you
Gallup.
get too good a deal, Mark, the player is just going to want to come back and make up for what he didn't make anyway, like what Zach Martin did, and now it could potentially hurt us if he decides to retire. So it's kind of like, you don't want to. I don't like this team because they always try and screw over the player rather than meet them halfway. Like,
and then the fans are mad
like
that,
you always
this guy
say, we'll
wants
give
to
you
get paid.
$10 million, D-Law. We'll give you 10.
Yeah.
10.
Release me, boy.
What are you talking about, 10 million? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a happy medium between winning the negotiation and screwing over the player. Swan song from Jimmy G, Trent Williams, Fred Warner, Debo, Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
Well, I believe Trent Williams is holding out right now. Fred Warner probably, or is it Greenlaw who got hurt?
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah.
He tore his ACL right there.
Yeah, he ain't coming back anytime soon. I like the Rams to win that division. I'm telling you, I think the Niners take a step back. That's just my opinion. So we'll see. Dwayne Sweetney, if Diggs don't get hurt another year, Pro Bowl, All-Pro, Booker. Yeah, Yeah, Dwayne, they're being very smart with Trayvon. There's no reason to bring him in right
Regina
now.
Green. Dak
He's
should
doing
pull a Gallup.
what's that?
I don't understand that one, Regina. She said Dak should pull a Gallup.
Retire?
I don't. Oops, I don't know on that one. Okay. If you pay CD, don't you think they will be forced to sign Dak? Yeah, I think that's one of those ones that you don't bring a receiver and not have a quarterback.
Well, I think what they're seeing out there, and it's listen. These are the. I got news for you. 7-on-7, even 11-on-11, no pads. It's designed for the quarterback to be successful.
Yeah.
So when they're not, and they're again, I'm not here to crap on Trey Lance. I'm really not. I'm not.
We actually want him to play well.
Right, because then we have options as far as God forbid something happens at Dak in season, or we could flip him for something, maybe recoup some of that stupid fourth round that we gave up. There's a lot of things that we could gain out of it.
Oh, if he doesn't turn around, you ain't getting jack shit
Nothing,
for that.
and you wasted the pick for what? For what? So I think that this is all helps Dak. I think it's funny like what a day makes. I was so negative, but then now what I'm hearing, things, little birdies, landing, and I think it gets done now. So it's just amazing how shit changes.
Bubba
And
says it's not on ownership anymore. They're not calling the shots no more. The reason Dak is not signed is because Dak wants to move on.
no, I don't buy that. I think he will move on.
Here's the
But he
thing.
doesn't
Now,
want to
just
move on.
because they say that we've exchanged, numbers, again, he exchanged with D-Law. $10 million. Here you go. How about we do that?
Yeah, but
Okay.
again,
That's a joke.
Dak could come out and just say, all right, well, they offered me. Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. If they say, well, we tried to sign him, he turned it down. Well, yeah, if you offer
They'll
him
do that.
$50 million, of course he's going to turn it down.
Well, or his agent's going to
I'm
turn it
seeing
down.
the light again, Coyote. I'm seeing the light. What's up, Weed? I'm going to National Show morning to see if Sosa white. Oh God.
Okay.
Sosa, he was on that bleaching shit. Yeah, he's white. Dak is very good. QB doesn't do well under pressure. Again, Philly D.
Okay.
I just think that's a narrative, and that's fine until he does it. He's not going to shake it. I can't argue with you.
Well,
it is what it is.
it is what it is. I'm just happy
not
that we actually have football to talk about. And a week and 2 days, I'll be landing in California to see for myself.
Looks like it was sparse there today, from what I could tell. Didn't look like there was that many people there.
I don't know. Well, this week, of course, it's just the early practice. You don't get the pads until Monday. I don't think it's as popular as it used to be.
Probably because it's overpriced.
Well, no, okay. Now let's okay. Well, it is and it isn't. If you're trying to be in the canopy area up there, the VIP, it is $250 a day. Parking is like $20 a day for it. But you don't have to pay for anything else after that if you want to just sit on the bleachers. If you want to get down on the fence, then you have to be a true blue.
Who the hell wants to go there and sit way out in the middle of nowhere?
So if you get the true blue pass, then you can go down
$500
to the fences. No. Just your true blue card where you get the discount on merch. That's $20. Your true blue membership. So that's $20. So really, if you're driving there, it's $20, and the True Blue membership, and you can be right there on the fence, close to a little bit closer to the players and things like that. You're probably not going to be close enough, or a few people will get autographs. A few players will come over, but if you're in the VIP where the kids are, then you're going to have a better chance to get your autographs and stuff. So it's technically not real expensive, but it's California. If you're not from there. And if you really want to get access, well, yeah.
Staying up, if you have to rent a vehicle.
I do.
Gas is over $5 a gallon out in California. I'm just saying, it adds up.
Oh, I know it. Trust me. Trust
And
me,
you're
it
not
does.
even getting a game out of it. No, you're
I'm
working,
gonna
obviously.
I'm gonna get the Rams.
Yeah, you'll
game.
get a preseason game. You
Yeah, I
won't
get
see
preseason.
Dak. You'll get to see Trey Lance look ass.
But
But
I
yeah,
will get to see the Rams versus Cowboys practice, which may be better
yeah.
than the preseason game. Think about it, because
There's
that's what.
Mets fans and
And
Cowboys
and
fans.
here's what I think is going to happen, because like I was
No, I'm not Rhonda. Mark,
the
he kicked me out.
I kicked you out of what?
I know you said you were. No, I wasn't going anyway, Rhonda.
Oh.
We decided against it. I'm going to Dallas November 10th.
Well, the thing is,
Philly
Philly
D,
D, shut
bang.
up. It's actually, and then here's the reality. My daughter actually has a storage unit that's
Yeah,
out
that's
there
what I said.
that she's had for several years that she needs to do something with. She's getting her apartment here, so we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. My wife's going, my daughter's going, and both of my daughters are going.
Yeah,
So
I know.
this is actually our family vacation for the first time being all together, and like forever. Although Mike will be up with Gina and so on, so he's the only one that's not going to be going. But it's kind of like all of the above. Shout out to Philly D on the super chat. I had a thought and I lost it now. Damn, I'm getting old and forgetful. But it's
No,
not
we were
training.
talking about your daughter. And,
No, it was something before that. Before I went on the tangent on it. But it is nice going out to Oxnard. Oxnard, it's nice and cool. The place we stay at is on the water, so my wife can chill and relax and all that while I go over for practice and things. And at least this week that I'm going, there's practice on Monday, Tuesday. They're off on Wednesday. There's the scrimmage against the Rams, and that game. Oh, I know what I was going to. The scrimmage with the Rams on Thursday, and then practice will probably be a walkthrough on Friday. They're off on Saturday, and then the preseason game on Sunday. I think what you're going to start seeing is, if the NFL, which is talking about right now, going to the 18-game season, they're already talking with the NFLPA, and there
adding
seems
a
to
bye.
be, there seems to be some movement towards that. It'll be getting rid of another preseason game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't take eventually down to one preseason game. And what you'll probably start seeing more of is teams practicing against each other and scrimmaging against each other to get some actual action. Because think about it, most starting quarterbacks don't play in preseason. The only live action they get is when they do practice against somebody else. The Rams are practicing against the Cowboys, the Chargers, and I think the Texans are their other preseason game. So they've got to practice against each one of those teams to really get their starters some action, which I think is actually smart.
Yeah, it is. It is. I agree with you.
All right.
So,
Well, I'm tired.
you had a lot of driving today.
I got 5-hour drive tomorrow too.
Where are you going tomorrow?
Up to Pennsylvania, Gina's daughter's graduation party and Michael's birthday party. So we got a
Okay.
combination up there. So we're going to be heading up the road and hanging out there. And then I'm going to be stopping off at my friend Allie's house because she needs some other stuff fixed. And then coming back on Monday and getting ready for the week. So, which this kind of sucks because training camp has started. And I've been busy the first 3
Well,
days
but
of
you
it.
got to make money for training camp too. People don't just
Making
think that
money. Oh no, we're not supposed to make money. Are we? Wait a minute.
No,
You
I'm
two- wait a
talking
minute.
about your side job.
Oh, I was going to say because people are like,
you need to put money.
You're so greedy. You want to make money. Who don't want to make money?
No, I just mean you're busting your ass, so then the wife will let you sleep in the bed for spending all this money going to training camp. You got to go out.
The
and
wife
put-
is mad that I'm not here. She's like, man, you.
Yeah.
I'm like, honey,
Yeah,
I
but
gotta
then
go. No.
once she sees how much everything is, yeah, it's right. You need to go do something.
You got any work you
Mahomes
can
off-
do out here? Maybe you can do Uber Eats while you're
You don't
out
have
here.
that government job, You don't have the government job.
Oh,
So,
shit. All right. So, shout out. There's Joanne Gonzalez. What's up, JoJo? I love weed, of course. I got my I love weed here, okay? And I've got Leo who wants to fill it, but we won't do anything on that one. But game time, tell everybody where to find you because you're over 30,000, man. You know
Yeah, I know.
you're making
That
some people
happens.
jealous right now.
Why do you say that?
Oh man, You know, when you got
Yeah, I know.
somebody like Cop Pizzle who's been there, the oldest Giant creator, and you didn't doubled his numbers.
Well, I've talked to him a couple of times. I actually had him on for 2 hours, and he was a sweetheart. He wasn't. Everybody was like, "Why wasn't this guy?" I said, "I don't know. I tamed him a little
Why
bit."
is he an
but nah.
asshole to me? Why is everybody just an asshole to me then?
Nah. We actually got along well, but Philly 500 is supposed to get back to me, but I talked to him. He goes, "Yeah, but he's got so much going on. I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out." But
If I can't dance altar, trust me, ain't nobody throwing any ones my way.
but yeah, I'm working tomorrow, so I'll do my 2-3 videos tomorrow night with Primetime Phil, 8 o'clock Eastern, and then Sunday I'll obviously do more videos, and then we'll have our pregame live stream channel member Zoom at 3:30, leading into Marks at 5 o'clock.
There
So
you go.
a lot of football we can talk about, which is fun. We can actually talk about football. So
We can talk about.
We sitting here, I supposed to be the
Dustin.
franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
That's right. We in here talking about practice.
not a game.
Not a game. Not a game. We're
not
going
a
to be
game.
talking about practice. All right, good people. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We're going to roll on out of here. And God willing, we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.